What if the ancients weren't primitive? Stars guided their pyramids, stones locked with hair-thin precision, machines predicted time. Welcome to Echoes of Time. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not just a tomb, it's an architectural titan that defies our modern understanding. Officially the final resting place for Pharaoh Khufu, its sheer scale and age hide a deeper mystery. To label it merely a tomb is to ignore the profound mathematical questions embedded in its very design, questions we still struggle to answer. The mystery begins with its placement. The pyramid's four sides are aligned to true north with an almost supernatural accuracy, a deviation of less than 3/60ths of a degree. This isn't magnetic north, which shifts, but the Earth's true rotational axis. Achieving this today requires GPS. How the ancient Egyptians found this fixed point in the heavens across a 13-acre base remains a profound enigma. Then there is the construction. It's composed of 2.3 million stone blocks, most weighing 2.5 tons. Deep inside, granite beams weighing up to 80 tons were placed with breathtaking precision. The core masonry tells an astonishing story. The joints between these multi-ton blocks are often less than 1/50th of an inch wide. No mortar was used to fill gaps because there were virtually no gaps to fill, a masterpiece of dry-fit construction. So, how did they do it? Mainstream theory suggests ramps and levers, but the physics are staggering. A ramp to the summit would require more material than the pyramid itself. To finish in Khufu's 20-year reign meant setting a block every 2 minutes, 24/7. The logistics of this feat, using only simple tools and brute force, seemed to stretch the limits of possibility, prompting us to look for other answers. Even with our cranes and laser-guided tools, replicating this precision would be a monumental challenge. This leads to other possibilities. Not necessarily alien technology, but perhaps lost ingenuity. Clever surveying tools now vanished, or a profound astronomical knowledge, using the stars as a celestial blueprint to achieve their perfect alignment and structure. The Great Pyramid challenges our perception of progress. It's a 4,500-year-old puzzle, a silent testament to a level of genius we have yet to fully comprehend. The builders left no blueprints, only the enduring mystery in stone, proving its own solution was nothing short of extraordinary. High in the Andes, Machu Picchu emerges from the clouds, a city built not just the mountain, but it. The Inca architects saw the living rock as their foundation, seamlessly blending their creation with the natural world. This wasn't just construction, it was a conversation with the earth, a partnership with the stone itself. Look closer at these walls. You'll find no mortar, no cement. Instead, you see a technique of breathtaking precision, ashlar masonry. Each granite block, some weighing over 50 tons, was individually shaped to lock perfectly with its neighbors. Some stones have more than a dozen unique angles, forming an intricate three-dimensional puzzle. The seams are so tight that not even a blade of grass can pass between them. This was a deliberate and superior design. For centuries, this region has been shaken by powerful earthquakes. Yet, Machu Picchu endures. The secret lies in this very construction. During a tremor, the stones are designed to dance. They vibrate and shift, dissipating the seismic energy, and when the shaking stops, they settle back into their exact original positions. Modern engineers call this seismic flexibility. The Inca, without our contemporary theories, had mastered it 500 years ago. This raises a profound question. How did a civilization without iron tools, the wheel, or a written language achieve this? They shaped each stone by hand, using harder hammerstones to patiently peck and grind the granite. They read the mountain's geology as if it were a living being. Their ultimate advantage wasn't a lost tool, it was a lost form of knowledge. A practical, three-dimensional geometry that existed not on paper, but in the minds of its masters, allowing them to build in harmony with a volatile landscape. It was a geometry we have since forgotten, its only textbook written in the silent, breathing stones of Machu Picchu. In Iraq, archaeologists uncovered clay jars sealed with copper and iron. When filled with vinegar, they produced voltage, 2,000 years before the first documented battery. Did someone experiment with electroplating? Were temples using light shocks in rituals? Or was it simple chemistry, rediscovered by chance? Either way, the idea of electricity was not modern, it was ancient and forgotten. The story begins in the deep blue waters of the Aegean. In 1900, Greek sponge divers sheltering from a storm stumbled upon an ancient Roman shipwreck near Antikythera Island. Among the statues they salvaged was a corroded lump of bronze. Initially dismissed as a rock, it sat forgotten in a museum for 2 years. Then the object split open, revealing something impossible: a complex assembly of interlocking gears. The find was baffling. The shipwreck was dated to the 1st century BC, but the technology inside seemed to defy that timeline. How could something so mechanically intricate be so ancient? Unlocking its secrets became a century-long odyssey. The mechanism was in 82 separate fragments, a 3D jigsaw puzzle corroded by 2 millennia underwater. Only with modern X-ray tomography could scientists finally peer inside the fragments, digitally reconstructing the device and deciphering the faint inscriptions covering its dials. What they uncovered was the world's first known analog computer. With the turn of a handle, its system of over 30 bronze gears modeled the heavens. It tracked the sun and moon, predicted lunar and solar eclipses with stunning accuracy, and had pointers for the 5 planets visible to the naked eye. It was a portable, mechanical cosmos. The existence of this device is a staggering anomaly. After the fall of Rome, this knowledge was seemingly lost. Nothing approaching its complexity would be created again for over 1,500 years, until the great astronomical clocks of medieval Europe. Its differential gear was a technology thought to be a much later invention. This raises a profound question. How could such a technological leap occur only to vanish? Was the Antikythera Mechanism a singular masterpiece, the work of a forgotten genius? Or is it the sole surviving example of a tradition of complex mechanics now lost to time? We are left to wonder what other marvels were never found. Across Peru's desert stretch lines that only make sense from above. Massive figures, a hummingbird, a monkey, a man with outstretched arms. How did ancient builders design kilometer-long shapes without seeing them? And who were they meant for? The lines never lead to water, they align to stars. Were they calendars, runways, or something still beyond our understanding? In Turkey, archaeologists uncovered stone pillars older than agriculture, carvings of animals, constellations, and geometry from 10,000 BC. According to textbooks, humans then were hunters, not builders. Yet someone quarried, carved, aligned, and buried this complex. Each pillar weighs tons. There's evidence the site was buried intentionally, as if to preserve it. Who taught them architecture before cities existed? Ancient India forged iron that never rusts. The Delhi pillar still stands untarnished after 1,600 years. Roman engineers made concrete stronger than ours. Modern labs still can't replicate it perfectly. The Damascus blades of medieval Syria were sharper than surgical steel. Every culture seems to have mastered one material science or then forgotten it. Maybe progress isn't a straight line. Maybe it's a circle. In temples across Egypt and Malta, chambers hum at specific frequencies. Those frequencies can affect the human brain. Ancient architects may have designed spaces to amplify sound and energy. Stone, geometry, vibration, different materials, same results, resonance. Could these temples have been early experiments in acoustic or electromagnetic energy? It sounds impossible until you stand inside one and feel the walls vibrate like a heartbeat. Maybe these technologies weren't miracles. Maybe they were memories. Humanity advances, collapses, forgets, and starts again. The evidence doesn't lie, but our explanations keep changing. Ancient engineers left us blueprints carved in stone. We just haven't learned to read them. The question isn't whether they had technology, it's whether we've lost ours. Subscribe to Echoes of Time, because history isn't over, it's repeating.